I am Milton, son of Carpenter and Mary. Daddy Carpenter worked on skyscrapers, Mom Mary Ann. I am the son of a carpenter and Mary. I get to make parables. I get to do a little genetic carpentry. That's what that is. Smaller, browner circles slowly but surely disappearing. Bigger, bluer circles growing in. As we all know from basic biology, that's blue-eyed DNA taking over for brown-eyed DNA. You gotta go on with the whole body, and yeah, that's why I'm in the wheelchair right now. Blue-eyed DNA's got to take over brown-eyed DNA with the bones, the muscles, the organs. So as that happens, I'm just calmly and patiently waiting here in the immaculate apartment, best place I've ever lived in, waiting for someone besides me and my changing eyes to be in this imagery here. When you see that, the Great Wall of Evil has been torn down around me, and we have started building those 1,000 points of light. Jesus' immaculate house here on earth to inspire the future in the present of greatness. Come see me in person, do that. Let's get started. Yeah, you find the devil is hijacking your call to me. 424-229-4140. Make a video of that and post it. That's your family's lifeline. That's America's hijack lifelines. Hand out those big 5. I haven't got them printed out. I hope to have some soon. But hand out those big 5s and your favorite check and post in 5 images this holiday season. Oh, at work, at church, that's cool. Tell everyone to check and post in 5. Okay, now let me tell you something as I prepare to do my son of a carpenter sugar check. Yeah, sugar, you have to have high sugar counts apparently to grow a new pair of eyes. Either that or this is your glucometer. I mean your phone, your lifeline. Oh, I've had sugar checks up to 479, and then the next day I have a big plate of spaghetti seconds, and then the next day it drops 200 points. It makes you wonder what would be going on with your average blood sugar counts of 105 if your body needs 200 points of sugar. Just my question to any doctors, if you're out there, come see me in person. Now, Dad would embarrass me no end. When I was growing up, and even lately, even though it hasn't come to fruition, any of those activities, Dad would love to. Too many angry brunettes he's been doing that with lately. Dad would see a whole bunch of girls, and he'd bring me over to them. Blue light Dad, what I call blue light Dad, because he always has that bluish light around him. Oh, he can grow a new pair of eyes just like that. Me, it takes a little time. But he'd bring me over to those gals, and he'd say, "Behold, this is my son. He is my gift to you." And it seems he would often choose a whole bunch of very angry brunettes. And yeah, they'd roll their eyes, they'd have an angry comment or two, and yeah, you'd look in the crowd for the attractive blonde girls. So you could give them some water and turn on that son of a carpenter and Mary charm. But I asked Dad, why do you always choose the brunettes, the angry brunettes, you know how that's going to affect them. And Dad said, well, it's my little joke with them, son. When the last day comes and all of those evil sins of theirs have been tallied up, and they are, on the down escalator, he says in that big booming voice, oh, girls, T19. Well, it's been a while since it's been that low. He says in that big booming voice, oh, remember my gift? This is the return line. Unwanted gifts he returned. Let me show you some of my imagery, and he's only been doing that with angry brunettes out here in California. No attractive blonde or near blonde girls, even those who might be able to see the blue eyes of your heart. Then as you know, they don't have those scowls on their faces, and they tell you have the most beautiful blue eyes and all that. And back then, you have brown eyes, way back then, and it's still today, huh? Still got that little bit of brown in there. Dad would always say when that did occur, some pale girls on their way to some place passing through, or some from Paris is nearby, perhaps. He would say to me, son, make sure you give those young ladies a great time. I give heaven a good name. If you don't know my Son of a Carpenter and Mary parables, yes, when I, Melton, son of a carpenter and Mary, my Stone Cold Melton, the Gator, oh, you pick up a lot of nicknames over the years. When I make love with blonde and near blonde girls, the angels are moved by their beauty and our lovemaking to sing. They will have visions of heaven. And yes, I can reach into the light and pull out ecstasy for them. Come see me. I need light. It's free. They never lit up like that for a few months ago, even. Come see me. Let's get started. Building a better world. And those fives, look for them. At your better parties, and the one I designed yesterday, the Big Five, that tells you how to check and post and how to point out America's hijacked lifelines. It says Melton Prince, MELTONPRINTS .blogspot.com and youtube.com/DNFD series. All I got is my desktop here. Let me see if I can clear it up enough. I just got started to show you. There we go. Look for those fives on 4x6 prints. That particular one, and yes, I know it's misspelled. I fixed it. It says hijacked, H-I-J-A-C-K-A-D. You'd think it would be H-I-G-H. No. Look for those. Those are 2 to a 4x6 print. I have the 4 to a 4x6 print that make for great credit card side stuff. And yes, you got the big one. That's one to a big print like that. And the latest set, the latest one, tells you how to do that, how to check in, post in 5. And where to find that. My 4x6 prints with the big 5. Do that, and yeah, call. Oh, it's Sunday. Call up the Latter-day Sinners. The devil insists that they spend. Yes, they're in the return line. Devil insists that they spend 3 hours each Sunday worshiping him and his lies. So the times might change from one temple to another, but call them up on a Sunday, and they've interrupted your dinner and your family's time a lot, haven't they? Call them up and ask them, what do you know about this? When else will my family's lifeline be hijacked? You show up on the man's caller ID, his call log, his call records. I don't. I'd like to know what you do to get your phone to work all the time, so that when I need the firemen, police, paramedics, oh, these are all limited. Real nice. When I do that, I can call them and get my phone to work. You're a true Christian, you can tell them, and you want to know how, if you're being persecuted, your phone's not allowed to work. Oh, another one. Your phone's not allowed to work. Oh, I should have had that. Got the heart. You're a true Christian, you want to know, how do you get your phone as false Christians? And yes, Walmart refuses to print out those big 5s. It says how important they are. And they've had that problem with a lot of imagery of truth. Call them up. Ask them on the speakerphone, or you can ask them in person. Show them your phone. This is what happens when I try to call him. You show up on his caller ID and you taunt him a lot. He makes videos about the way you taunt him about his discriminating against him because he's in a wheelchair and not supporting our troops. You've grown outside our borders, gone outside and grown outside. Have you forgotten the values of America? And you check and post a 5 in front of them. I know, yeah, a lot of good folks work at Walmart, and it's not about those folks at your local store, it's the corporation, the big wigs. So you send a message to them. I can't reach this man. I want to know when else my phone won't be allowed to work. What's your part in it? You can reach him. You're taunting him about not printing out our military mottos on his photos. But you print out the devil's photos every day. You don't have a problem with that, but you will not print out his imagery of truth about our hijacked lifeline. What is your very active part, Walmart, in that? You check and post a 5. You ask that in front of the manager. Later on, you can, oh, they're making the check and post a 5 video there with the security cameras. Later on, you make your own video and say, this is what the manager said, manager so-and-so, manager this and that. Make that video, post that video, and tell Walmart, we want to know what your part is in this. Come see me in person, have wit, will travel. When you see someone other than me, my changing eyes here. Someone's torn down that great wall of evil, and we started to build Jesus' immaculate house here on earth. Be a part of it. Yes, those 1,000 points of light. Ask Walmart and the Church of Jesus Christ, the Latter-day Saints, the Mormons, the Latter-day Sinners. Ask them why they hate Jesus and his truth.